on the left and right keys.
Do you think I can squeeze it?
To be involved with the launch of this new filler in the UK, now available through Wigmore, and I've been working with it for the last 6 months, and just found generally that I think it's probably got a place in all of the injectable clinics, certainly in the UK, and I'm going to tell you about my experience over the last 6 months. So I'm DrKathrynTaylor-Barnes. I actually am a GP in Richmond where I live. And I've had an aesthetic clinic in locations in Surrey for over 13 years. I specialise in injectables. I have no financial associations with any other companies but mentioned, or products mentioned in this presentation, but have been asked to be KOL of Algeness. So we have a lot of fillers already that we can use in our clinics available to us. So why do we actually need another one? So here comes Algeness. So what struck me about Algeness is that it actually has something quite important that's not currently on the other HAs that we use. It doesn't have BDDE. You may think, what is BDDE? Why is it so important? So BDDE stands for butanediol glycol ether. It's a bit of a mouthful. This is the binding agent that all the main HA companies use to bind their HA molecules together, and currently all the big players have got the same BDD in their molecule. Algeness does have 2 products in their 3-product range that does have HA. It does have HA, but it's uncross-linked, and so there's no BDDE in Algeness. It's natural, so it's derived from red algae. It's actually less expensive. It runs from between 45 and 55 UK pounds per syringe, which is really competitive. I find in my experience it has really good tissue integration. It seems to get to the place that you inject it to and produces a good natural result. And when you feel the area that you injected afterwards, it feels as though it's embraced the product nicely. It's a new innovation, and I think with all the changes afoot in the world of aesthetic medicine, it's an exciting place to work in, and we should be open-minded and try and move with the times. It's really good these days to offer yet more choice to our patients. They're very educated, they have a lot of information at their fingertips, and I'm surprised at the questions they come in with, quite astute questions, and it's good to stay on top of things, and no doubt there will be patients coming to your clinic asking about Algeness, what is it? So I'm glad you're here because you're ahead of the game tonight, and you'll be able to answer them sensibly. For me, I like another tool in my toolbox, so it makes me happy. We have a few hats that we wear when we run our aesthetic clinic. We have to run a business, we have to balance the books. For doctors, nurses, or dentists injecting, and we have extensive medical knowledge, and we try and bring a good anti-aging skills to our patients so that we can offer them the best, not only in terms of facial aesthetics, but the 360 approach. We're artists, and this is my favorite bit, because we sculpt, we revolumeize, we recreate what aging is trying to take away, and we're making things look their best again. We're teachers. We pass on information, and I'm doing that with your colleagues tonight, hopefully. I thought I'd just remind you of a few statistics about the non-surgical world. there's an organisation called ISAPS, International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons. It's based in the US, and they're actually the only global organisation that collects data from different countries to try and ascertain what the trends are, what people are wanting. Unfortunately, they're a couple of years behind in terms of getting the data. So we're looking at 2014 data that was available to me for this slide. It beautifully demonstrates that worldwide, Botox in 2014 was definitely a big player. Just under 5 million treatments carried out, and HAs around 2.7 million. Calcium hydroxyapatite, or Radius and polylactic acid, Sculptra, they come down the list. But you can clearly see botulinum toxin and HA dermal fillers are the key players. In the UK, 2010, the cosmetic procedures industry was worth £2.3 billion. I mean, I think that's a heck of a lot. In 2015, it's actually grown to 3.6 billion, and that's a 60% growth. So the aesthetic industry is definitely booming. And believe it or not, the non-surgical portion of that 60% growth was represented mainly by the non-surgical treatments. And most of that financial growth was because of people having non-surgical as opposed to surgical treatments. And this organisation did a survey, and they said that 75% of patients that have had one non-surgical treatment, they'd actually go and have another one. So we must be doing something right and not scaring them all. This slide just illustrates the target age for those who'd be interested in having treatments. We're looking at age 35 to 64. They're our target population. In 2014, the top of the tree was the US. They had 20% of the market. Brazil, Japan, Korea. The UK is not one of the top, but we're getting there. This slide just trying to outline the different dermal fillers that are on the market. Try and get a bit of a head fry when you get a new one on the block. So we have the HAs involved, that's the names you would know, Terra, Perfecta. Then we have I call them the sexy HAs. They've got amino acids added to them, TSL, Stilage, and the new filler, which is a Polish-Italian collaboration, Nubia. They have a range called Rheology. Collagen stimulators, Elance, Radius, Sculptra, and Eternigen, which is something that's not currently on the market, but our colleague Christine Fields has a great interest in research on that. The organic fusion fillers, that's again going back to the new range of Polish-Italian collaboration, Nubia, which combines HA with a low level of calcium hydroxyapatite, so it's a fusion HA. And then the final category, the agarose category, which Algeness is part of. So what makes Algeness different from all the rest? No BDDE. It's natural. Got a really good safety record. What actually encouraged me to get involved with Algeness and get my hands dirty, so to speak, was that it's been around for 10 years. In the maxillofacial and dental fields, it hasn't really been presented to the aesthetic market, but they've had an extremely good safety record. And so it's been around a long time, it's been injected a lot, and it's just that us in the aesthetic industry haven't heard of it, and it was named differently. It's highly biocompatible, that my colleague has just mentioned and explained to us. It's fully biodegradable, which is via macrophage and endocycle, endoplasmic reticulum, and excreted in the kidney and liver. It's got great tissue integration and moldability, and I think you can only appreciate that when you get your hands dirty and start using the product. You'll see what I mean. It's actually active at the point of injection, and I quite like that reassurance that I'm not going to see a patient the next week and they're going to say, oh, it's migrated, which is a bit of a nightmare, because I like to know when I put my needle in and I've deposited my product, it's going there because that's where I've intended to go. This product, Algeness, stays where you shoot it. It actually comes in an unusually large dose syringe. It has 1.4 mils of product in each syringe. So we work with our alternative HAs in terms of 0.5 mils up to 1 mil. But 1.4 mil is actually nice to have that bit extra. Therefore, it makes it quite highly competitive price-wise in the the market because you're getting 40% of your syringe more and your price of your syringe between 45 and 55 is even competitive compared to others. That's important in today's market when we're running the business. The product is derived from red algae, which is an agarose gel, and I won't go into that too much because my colleague has beautifully described that to us. It comes in 3 varieties, so I'll just explain that. It has Algeness HD, which is the thinner one in the range, 1.5% agarose. Then it's got the medium grade one, the VL, which is 2.5% agarose, and I call it the big daddy, the DL, which is 3.5% agarose. Now the medium grade and the deeper one, DF, both have non-cross-linked HA. It's a small portion, 0.5% in VL and 0.4% in the DF. And this is really, from my understanding, to help the glideability of the product so it feels smoother as it comes out, helps with moldability. What I found compared to my time with HAs, which I still feel there's a very good place in the market for HAs, is that depth of injection is really important when you're trying to get the optimal result with Algeness. So with Algeness HD, you're still ending up injecting at the mid-dermis. With Algeness VL, you're at the deep dermis or subcutaneous layer. And Algeness DF, subcutaneous, or actually supraperiosteal. So you've got to watch the angle of the needle as it goes in the skin and the depth of your injection. And that will be reiterated if you decide to come for training. Because the best result of this product is when you train properly and you're injecting it as per the individual product in the range it takes. This is just a photograph to show there are 2 syringes in the box of Algeness. And there's an ergonomic plastic grip handle, which you only get one of those in the box, so you need to make sure you don't throw that out when you're getting rid of the first syringe. You've got the date labels in there and a little diagram, which is quite helpful. This is just a quick photograph to show that the syringe actually comes with a dual attached connector with a empty syringe attached to it. And what you need to do is agitate that back and forth like you would do if you're adding Lido to a HA syringe. Do that about 20 times. I still do it so that I'm keeping my eye on the connector, because if you're talking to your nurse or colleague and you're doing it haphazardly, you don't want the syringes to fly up in midair. So you just need to be careful with it. This photograph just demonstrates the importance of a practitioner-patient consultation and educating your patient. And I find that with Algeness, the group of patients that have been perhaps even more receptive have been the younger ladies who are very interested in healthy lifestyle, organic foods, what they're eating. The ladies that take care of themselves, they really want to take advantage of the modern technology to keep young and youthful and fresh and healthy. And they're interested in Algeness because of the natural association. They're very interested in the red algae aspect of where it's derived from. I thought I'd just show you my before and after cases. So if we look at Algeness HD, that's the thinner one of the range. So this is a lady who I've seen quite a few times, and she has always wanted enhanced lips. She's about 50, and we've used HAs on her numerous times, and it tends to get gobbled up in the body very easily. So she comes back, and I go for either a different product or a different manufacturer or a greater G prime, and I feel slightly out of my comfort zone because I'm being pressed to put products in that I wouldn't normally put in the lip in terms of the G prime HA choice. Unfortunately, they fail each time. So when I was introduced to Algeness, I had a few people already jumping off the page who I thought would benefit from it, from this alternative filler. And this was the result using Algeness HD in this lady's lips, and she was absolutely delighted, as you can see a nice result. This second lady's in her mid-40s. This lady has unfortunately had a history of dietary abuse, anorexia, early menopause, sun abuse, and her collagen in her skin is trashed. She has a very premature age, perioral area, but she came to me and said, please can you try and freshen that up for me? Her first occasion of having dermal fillers, we didn't go overboard. I used HD and 1 mil at 1.4 mil, and it has improved things, and she was happy with the result. We may go back and do some more. This lady is in her mid-50s. She works at a cosmetic counter, so looking her best in her own makeup when she's trying to sell to other ladies is important. She wanted me to enhance the lips so that her lipstick looked good when she was selling lipstick to other ladies. She's delighted with the result, and that was taken 2 days after treatment. Fine cheek lines, we used HD on this lady. The photograph shows some erythema because the photo was taken immediately afterwards. That was good to demonstrate that the product can cause some redness in certain people, but a very nice result. Algeness BL is the middle of the range. This lady, young lady, wanted to have her lips even more plumped. I personally felt that she really didn't need it, but she was on a mission, and I thought, well, I would try VL and a small amount. We actually used only about 0.4 mil in the upper and lower lip, and lovely natural result. Probably enhanced it by about 15%. I think that was well enough for her, and she was delighted. This other lady is about 55, and this was 2 days after treatment. She wanted a global volumization of the lower lip with VL, and she's delighted. This lady came for deep nose to mouth line improvement. She's a lady who smokes, does too much sunbeds, and doesn't lead a healthy life, and she was aging prematurely, probably age of about 42. We used VL on her. I saw her a week later and delighted. That was just using, I think 1.5 syringes of the 1.4 between the two. This lady is a young lady. She has fantastic skin. It just was showing some premature aging just around the nose to mouth lines. And this was taken immediately after VL. So there was 1.4 split between both nasolabial folds, and she just had a lovely refresh look. I've seen her since, and I totally agree with Giorgio that the biorevitalization effect of the filler was evident particularly with her. DF is the big daddy in the range. This lady wanted her cheeks enhanced. She was absolutely delighted, taken about a week later. This lady is in her mid-60s. She's got quite thick, coarse skin, originally from South Africa, a lot of sun exposure in the past, had some laser treatments, but she just wanted, things were starting to cave in on the nose to mouth lines and oral commissure area. So we used DF, and she was really delighted. That was 10 days later. This lady's in her mid-30s, and she exercises like a demon, and she's very rather thin, and she was prematurely aging with excessive skin folds around the nasolabial and mid to lower face. We used DF, 1 syringe each side to the various folds, and it was fantastic. This photo taken immediately afterwards. Now this lady presented a complication that I wanted to show you. She was in the mid-40s. We used DF in the nose to mouth lines. I think the photo actually doesn't really represent just how deep those lines were. This is the photo taken about 10 days later. She has a little bit of residual bruising, but a really lovely result. She said to me, I hate myself. All I can see when I look in the mirror are these deep folds, as though my skin is caving in around my mouth. Please help me. She had HAs from another practitioner in the past, and what I could only think as a delayed immune reaction to the HA, but she said, I don't want those products, can you offer something else? So we did, and used DF. And I'll go back to her if you can remember that case, please. One of my mentors in my journey with Algeness is a lovely man called Dr. Adriano Bertoli, and he's a Max Fac specialist in Italy. And he kindly sent me some images just to share with you, and he's totally sold on using Algeness on the lips. He's always going on about it. Fantastic results he gets. So this is a before and after. Oral commissures, lower face, biorevitalization effect, I think is evident there, and some HD in a main border. The lip lines look really beautiful with HD. HD really actually feels quite watery, so you just don't feel frightened when you put it around the barcode lines, because it's just so thin and lovely, and it is taken up by the volume loss areas really nicely. Pitfalls, useful tips. I think that you may just need to look out for the ouch effect. What I found is that it does sting a little bit for the first 2 to 3 seconds, not when the needle goes in, but more when we're actually injecting the product. So when I've inquired about this, I think that it could be because the product has a pH of between 6.8 and 7.7, which makes the product a little bit acidic, and this could cause a little bite. So you can use a little bit of sodium bicarbonate, which is available from certain pharmacies, just to add to the mixture, and that will be explained to you on the training program. There is a bit of swelling and soreness, but within 72 hours, it's all gone. You need to take time to mold and massage. I really should have said mold there. Don't rush it. Use small amounts, and I mean that. Linear injections. Avoid whacking it in. Avoid big boluses. Avoid getting impatient. Don't just forget if you have somebody waiting outside in your busy clinic. Avoid rushing. Choose your patient wisely. What I found is that Algeness actually looks better on patients who've got a little bit of fat on their face. If you've got a patient that's just their skin is just hanging off, and they haven't got a lot of thickness in the surface, I'd probably go for an HA. But that's probably the only time I go for an HA, because I think that Algeness does a good job with everyone else. Just to demonstrate that some people are more prone to redness with any injection. So this lady had the VL in her nose to mouth lines and 1 or 2 folds just above her upper lip. She was red. This lasted about an hour. She wasn't bothered, but I thought it was a good demonstration that your patient can get a little bit of erythema afterwards, short-lived. Remember I told you about that nice lady who said she hates herself? She came because she wanted something other than an HA. Well, within 2 days she contacted me, and she had quite a lot of swelling, and it was migrating away from the injection site, redness, heat, discomfort. So when I saw this, I thought, are we dealing with an infection, or is it an inflammatory response? Bearing in mind her history is that when she's had HA before in the face, she's had delayed inflammatory reactions where it suddenly swells up, either if she's ill with flu or for no reason. So I treated her with steroids, and I just bit the bullet and gave her antibiotics. I gave her everything I got. I didn't want to waste time with her. And it all resolved within another 48 hours, and she was delighted with the results. And it hasn't flared up since then, whereas I would have thought her HAs from her history may have behaved differently. But I think it's probably her. She's a sensitive lady. But beware. That's really just to demonstrate my only complication. Just to remind you of your aesthetic emergency kit. You've probably all seen these kind of slides before, and kits are available from the general pharmacy, from the aesthetic pharmacies now, so they make life easier for you and have the kits all in one. I do really recommend that if you are in doubt, give your mobile number to patients, reassure them, and take photographs. It has saved me on a few occasions. I really recommend that. And you can refer back to that. It's just a fun slide to say, keep calm, and I encourage you to use Algeness. This is just a few of my clients and their testimonials, and generally being happy. I won't go through them, but I'll be putting them on my webpage. Sorry, I'm making you dizzy by going back to you. So my impressions of Algeness is it's different. It's nicely moldable. You need to watch out. It does sting a little bit for the first 1 to 2 seconds. It's probably good to warn your patients about that. It gives a beautiful natural lip. I'm a convert. There's less inflammation, but remember to tell them that within the first 72 hours it can look a little bit inflamed, but it goes down. And I find it's probably better than my HA experiences on that front. It's an alternative to an HA, but it's not it doesn't replace it. So in conclusion, Algeness is new and it's exciting. It's got a really good safety record. Remember, it's been around for over 10 years. It's modern, it appeals to the modern lady, the modern man. It's not permanent, which is good. It's unique, it's from red algae, and it's got many benefits. Don't run before you can walk. If you choose to start using this product, probably get to grips with the HD and the BL range before you go for Big Daddy, and be sensible. Come on a training with us. There's a new physician's guide available through Wigmore. We're offering training at the beginning of March through Wigmore. And I thank you for your attention, and I hope that what you've learned tonight, you might then go away to your clinics and consider having Algeness in your clinic and getting on with it and learning. Thank you.
Kathryn, it's easy to do lips on red What about the teardrop? Have you ever used this substance on the red?
Teardrops are like that.
Yes, that's why you see, if it is such a good substance, don't you think you see? That's why I'm asking.
I was for 6 months, and I haven't used it in teardrops yet. So that's, I was not here once. I do non-surgical rhinoplasty. I would use it on the non-surgical rhinoplasty areas. I would use it on areas that have a bit more subcutaneous tissue.
You said it is 10 years old? 10 years it's been there, or?
2006, it's been in the maxillofacial arena. It's been branded differently, so it hasn't been under the radar of the aesthetic world.
Is it FDA approved?
I think that
No,
Rachel.
it's CE mark certified. It is sold essentially here in the EU, in Asia, and also in South America. It is not into the US market yet. Getting through the FDAs is about a 3-4 year process. That's a very expensive process.
This is why I ask is this MDU does not allow us to use anything other than FDA approved substances. So if it is not FDA approved, I can't use it even if I got a certificate because MDU won't cover it. It applies to all fillers if it is not FDA approved. MDU, Medical Defense Union, in this country doesn't cover it. Maybe Hamilton Trace does, but I don't know.
I'm not sure I understand. You're indicating that your malpractice insurance does not cover the product that's cleared by a CE mark certification?
You're quite correct. It is not, you see, sort of accepted by the Medical Defense Union. I think MPS take the same attitude now because they have sent a letter specifying that anything other than FDA approved fillers, they are not going to cover. Full stop, and that's it.
So I'll inquire with Hamilton Fraser, Jay, and I'll get back to you on that. Because I think Hamilton Fraser have a different stance.
Even the Hamilton Fraser, you see, they say, oh, all these are covered, but it should be written in the policy. So if I start using Algeness, I should inform Hamilton Fraser that I'm going to use it and get into my. It cannot be, you see, all fillers because nothing is everything is different. And asking about, you see, your injection techniques and how you would train me in this matter of, you see, using Algeness. You said, come and join us. Super. And how long would you think, you see, you will take to train me in using Algeness?
You know your way around it.
If ever.
You already trained.
What's
No,
my
I
real
think
trick?
with this one, it'll take you 10 minutes.
How much do I have to pay?
So that way I control the man who knows this sitting in the background.
That's a great question. We've got one more question.
Kathryn, it's a beautiful presentation.
Thank
You're really,
you
really
so
quick to
much. That's
train,
very kind.
and you are a very good representative of this program. Now then, I just one important question. How do you deal if a patient don't want the product? If you have given the product, someone don't like it, obviously we have if you have a product which has HA in it, first week you'll be able to use Algeness, obviously. But if you are going to remove the product, what is the thing that you would do for that patient?
You know, we have other products on the market like RDS and Elance.
No, I'm saying if you have injected them already.
Yeah, so we have other products already in the market that we don't enzyme that we can just run with the cupboard and jab it in and, think, phew, we're on our way out. But this product actually responds to sterile saline injections where the saline is warmed and massaged, or you apply a sterile saline injection and then you apply a warm compress onto the surface and massage. If needed, and that usually should be done within the first 2 weeks of the injection, and if needed, there's no reason why not to put a little hydrocortisone injection in there, but that would really be only if we thought that there was a fibrotic reaction. But I've asked extensively about side effects with this, and my mentor in Italy has reassured me that of the 10 years of use of this product, provided it's been injected correctly, been massaged, and at the right depth check, you'll have a successful outcome.
That's a good question.
One more question, then we will.
So we're here to.
Quick question. It was mentioned that they last for about a year. In your experience, how long, when do your clients come
So
back?
I find it difficult to answer because I've had 6 months. So all I can say is within 6 months, no one has come back to me for a full retreatment. No one's come back to me to say in 2 to 3 months that I find with mainstream HAs, oh, it's gone away. I had one lady come back when I did HD, the lower grade in her lips, and she said, I think I'd like more, but whether that's because she's always wanted to go that step further. And with her, then I stepped it up and I put a VL, and the next stage up, but I was careful with the quantity I put in her, and I was still observing her. But I even injected a little bit in myself, because I do that. I'm not all plastic, but I just injected a little bit myself about 9 weeks ago, and there was edema and a bit of soreness for 3 to 4 days, but I injected it just under my orbital rim, just a small area that was just not the trough, it was just a little bit empty there. Because I had a facial accident skiing about 2 years ago, and I've had major surgery and about 9 metal plates on my face, so I'm an unusual case. I told you Kathryn, didn't I? And I've noticed it really nice. It hasn't shown any signs of dissolving. It was really small and really superficial. Well, it was deep in that. It was in the correct plane, shall I say. But I was happy with it.
Isn't it against the General Medical Council guidelines, madam, to inject yourself?
No.
You cannot treat yourself. Injections or drugs of any substances that's dangerous. I have a problem because I'm a responsible officer, assistant doctor, and if somebody came and told me that, I would be wondering what to write in their press.
You should strike them off. Yeah, license. I'm surprised you don't want to hang and quarter them. You're carrying this a bit too far.
Hold on, one question, we're going to move on, please.
You say that lots of people young women and autoimmune diseases is a very common problem. Do you regard this product as a do you regard autoimmune disease as a contraindication to this product? And secondly, how many treatments have been done yourself there?
Oh, on Algeness, I've probably done about 70 to 90. And with regard to autoimmune, I think that anyone with autoimmune, you've got to assess the individual case. I'd be wary, and I think if they've got quite active disease, then I wouldn't go near them. So it has to be assessed on an individual basis.
Two small questions, please. In conclusion of your complication, what was your conclusion about that? The second question is, in 10 years, you say 2006 was when it came to market. In 10 years experience, have there been any instances of embolic phenomenon, as you see with HA fillers? So two small questions.
I'm not aware of embolic phenomenon, but I'd have to ask our Richard to do that.
The product is, we acquired the technology in 2014. It had been in the Italian market extensively in the maxillofacial and also oral surgery area. And in its life, because when we acquired the technology, we first of all checked the medical records, which is in the US we call it the MDR, medical device record reports, and there was no entries for over 40,000 surgeries. So we felt very, very comfortable.
Zero.
Zero, absolutely zero impact. And we did a lot of research in the sense that we got due diligence and talking to clinicians. In fact, I met them about approximately one of the major oral surgeons that use the product, and we met with them and also. So we were very comfortable that the product was very safe, had a very good safety profile, has some really, really unique opportunities and features. That's the reason why we basically brought the product into the plastic surgery aesthetics field. And launch it not only in the UK but also in other countries. So hopefully that's some questions.
And the case you mentioned of infection or inflammation, you know, I saw that now. It looked like infection, but with a history, it could be a huge inflammatory reaction because of how she behaved with HAs. I didn't want to waste time. I gave her what I got. It got me out of the hole. She was happy, and sometimes, particularly with the face, you've got to assess it on a patient-by-patient basis. We had a wide area that was affected, and it was hot, it was red, it was swollen, it was tender. I gave what I got, and she resolved.
How long did it last?
So we spotted it in 48 hours, treatment, aggressive treatment, and it was significantly reduced for another 48 hours, and that's what it was taken, the happy photo at day 10.
Thank you. Thank you, Kathryn. Dr. Giovanni, on today. Ready some technical help?
Is the technician? Ah, she's coming.
as we're getting on the evening. We do have some more libation and canopies after this, so just bear with us. This is an important study that was done by Giovanni, so I'd like you to just see it and we'll be efficient going through it. And again, hold all of our questions to the end. Thanks so much.
Good evening. I talk in English. Please excuse me for my terrible Latin pronunciation. I will talk about the safety and efficacy of Algeness versus Juvederm to treat nasolabial fold in the double-blind study. Thank you for the invitation to participate in this forum. I am a plastic surgeon, I'm a surgeon. I am a professor of plastic surgery at the National University of Colombia. I started using Algeness 2 years ago, and for 18 months performing this clinical study. I have disclosures. The objectives of this story is evaluate the safety and efficacy of Algeness in comparison to Juvederm. Difference in visual severity of the nasolabial folds at 1, 3, and 6 months after complete treatment. And evaluate pain associated with each nasolabial fold treatment. And evaluate adverse events and adverse device effect. Giorgio told about the agarose and the chemical structure and metabolics, and I think that is important that agarose is not agar. Agarose is a polymer, and the action of this product is injected into the dermal tissue and provides a viscoelastic supplement to the extracellular matrix. The metabolics and elimination, the final product is water and carbon dioxide. Juvederm is a solution of double cross-linked hyaluronic acid. And it's especially important that it can absorb use to 1,000 is out weight and water. Hyaluronic acid is degraded by hyaluronidases, and the degradation process of hyaluronic polysaccharides are hyaluronic metabolites. The material method of this story. It has 50 patients, and 2 nasolabial folds were randomized. Randomized and evaluatory grading design is subjects serve as their own control, and the subject was be aware that they are receiving both treatments. 62 patients were evaluated and incorporated into the study, but complete follow-up for 50 evaluable subjects. These subjects were observed over a period of 80 months. We take the ATT population. ATT population is based on the initial treatment assignment and not on the treatment eventually received. Juvederm was injecting slowly into the mid-dermis using the linear tracking technique. Algeness was injecting into the deep dermis and or the surface layer of subcutaneous. In the subject inclusion criteria, it was important non-pregnant, non-breastfeeding females. The subject should have scored 3 or better in the severity rating scale. The ability to understand and comply with the requirements of the trial, and be willing to abstain from institutional procedures. For example, augmentation therapy, laser or chemical resurfacing, Botox injections, and filing. And we obtained DrKathryn informed consent to participate in this trial. The subject exclusion criteria, including anticoagulant therapy, previous experience, adverse reactions with iron or acid, psychiatric illness, subjects with cancer or precancerous lesions, other investigation and process, active or chronic skin disease, or patients that have undergone procedures within 6 months prior to study entry. The objective measure is the Brightness Severity Rating Scale. This scale have a score. Score 5 is strain wrinkle, 4 severe blanket, 3 moderate, 2 mild, and 1 absent wrinkles. The best candidates are 3 and 4 patients. For the evaluation, we use the Investigator Global Aesthetic Improvement with these categories. Very most improved, optimal cosmetic result, most improved, improved, no chance, or worse. For the pain, we use the subject visual analog pain scale. The subject will assess the pain associated with each nasal level for treatment, right or left, using the visual analog pain scale. And the subject global aesthetic improvement, the subject evaluates the overall improvement in the appearance of each nasal level fault. The subject reviewed the pre-treatment archival photograph and it has very much improved, improved, no chance, or worse. The definition of adverse events and adverse device effect include an adverse event or incident is any undesirable clinical occurrence in the study subject using a medical device. An adverse device effect defined as an adverse event that is considered to be probably or possible related to the medical device in use. For their results, we use the statistical analysis with the program SAS system. We take the intent to treat population. The intent to treat population includes all subjects who were randomized and treated. And the peer protocol population, per protocol population includes all subjects in the intent to treat population who have all efficacy evaluations at all time points and who have no major protocol deviations. The subject was 50 patients, only females, age promedio 44 years, and the Brightness Severity Rating Scale has an average of 3. We have a photographic report during all the time, and the reports